What if I told you that losing my legs and left arm getting paralyzed led me to discover my strength and the secrets that empowered me to achieve so much more than I thought possible? As I was cooking dinner the other day for my sister and me, I decided to record a video about it to inspire you. If you have only one functional arm like I do, may it break the barrier in your mind that you cannot cook with one hand. Because the truth is that yes, you can. It's only limiting beliefs that hold you back and that convinced you that you can't. And if you don't have any physical challenges, may my message in this video inspire you to break through limiting beliefs that hold you back from accomplishing things that you desire to achieve in life, to have in life, to accomplish in life. Because the truth is, we can do so much more when we open ourselves to the possibilities. Enjoy the video. Okay, so with parrot Chica, we are cooking Chica. Yes, we're making the meal. And I wanted to show the cutting board that someone made it for me in 2004 when I decided to go to California to establish my life. I didn't know yet how to cook with one hand. And so when a person made for me the cutting board, here it's very simple and nothing spectacular. It's a simple cutting board with nails. And as you see, it doesn't look very pretty, but this cutting board serves me for 20 years. Yep, 20 years already, my God. So here you see, yeah, don't pay attention how it looks. Usually it's very difficult for me to peel potatoes just without it, because I need to hold it and to peel it with one hand, so it's quite complicated. So what I do is I just put this on these nails, so the nails hold it together, and then I can peel it. So that's my miracle cutting board that I've been using for many years, and it serves me, and it perfectly resolves the challenge of peeling either potatoes or anything else with one hand. So that's how I fasten it like that, and I remember so vividly that time when I received this cutting board, so vividly. You know, since at home my mom used to cook, I did not learn to make meals with one hand. And during my first visit in California, when I arrived to obtain my prosthetic legs, that was in 2003, 3 years after car accident, I stayed at the hotel. And so I had meals either at the restaurants or at somebody's house when somebody would invite me over for dinner, or I would get frozen meals and I would heat them in the microwave in my room at the hotel. So I did not really have to prepare a meal for myself by myself. And so cooking was a challenge, or I would say one of the challenges that I faced when I came back to California to establish my life in 2004. And I just thought how in the world I would make meals by myself. And when one of my friends made this cutting board for me, I was so excited. What a great idea, I thought. I was able to peel potatoes or carrots or any other item or cut items without them sliding off the cutting board. Yeah, I believe my first meal for my American friends was, I believe, marinated and baked chicken with potatoes and some salad. Yeah, it was exciting time. I remember that time with a smile. You know, every challenge that I overcame was another step toward my ultimate vision of becoming fully self-sufficient and fully independent, just like I was prior the car accident. And, you know, especially I remember with a smile the time when I made sandwiches by myself while I was in the prosthetic rehab center in Lithuania. After the car accident, my mom took care of my needs, and she made meals for me while, you know, staying at home or staying at the hospitals or rehab centers. And in my previous video, I shared how my accomplishment of walking with prosthetic legs, despite professors' claim that I would never be able to walk, shattered my previous beliefs that I'm no longer able to be self-sufficient. And after the crash, my traumatic injuries were such a shock to us all that my family and me had the same mindset that I'm not able physically to do anything, because basically everything that you do in life requires legs and requires both hands. And now, since I lost my legs and my left arm is paralyzed, so I'm no longer able to do things, and I need help with everything. And so that was the mindset where we lived in, that I need help, period. I did not even try to do things because my belief was that I cannot do it. And see, and that's the trick. When you think that you cannot do it, or that something will not work out, you will not even try to make it happen. See, that's why it's so important to check our mindset, to actually pay attention at our beliefs, because I was able to do so much more. I actually learned to do things by myself, but only when I changed my mindset, only when my mind was open to the possibility of making it happen. And because I was open to the possibility, I tried. And when I persevered and tried again and tried different way and tried again and tried different way, I found a way. So really, in the reality was, the truth was that I was able to do so much more, but because my belief was that I cannot, I did not even try. See, but I only needed to change my mindset, and things changed in my life. So it's so important to really pay attention how we think and what we think about the future, what the possibilities are, what we think about the problem. So many times we look at the problem and it seems like it's too big. I cannot handle this problem. It's too big. It prevents me from moving forward. Well, but is it really too big? Is it really so challenging that you cannot find a way to resolve it? And what if you knew that there is a way, but you only need to find it? What would you do? See, so it all begins with a mindset. And as I mentioned, since that event of showcasing in my previous video, I mentioned that since that event when I showcased my accomplishment of the impossible, which was walking with prosthetic legs, my mind opened to the possibility. And so at this point, I was already intrigued. Like, I wonder, what else can I do? So I became already intrigued about the situation. When I looked at the challenge, I did not look through the mindset, I can no longer do it, I need help. But I looked at it already with a mindset that I can. I only need to find a way. That's it. And okay, what is the way? What is the solution? How can I make that happen? And so I began challenging myself to do things independently. And that was the beginning of my amazing journey toward my life's restoration after the devastating crash. And it was quite a journey, and it was an amazing journey. And going back to that time when I had to make the sandwich, after that event showcasing, right, my walking, so my mom had to return. By the way, I have African gray parrot. So in the background, Chica, her name is Chica. So she hears me talking. So she also starts talking loud. So don't pay attention. I have a company with me. So my mom had to return to work after some time off, taking care of me after the crash. And so I was in the situation where I had nobody to help me. And so I had to find a way to do things by myself. And so the first attempt to make sandwiches with one hand bring a smile to me up to this day. At the time in Lithuania, we did not have already, pre-cut bread or pre-cut sandwich meat or cheese like we do now, right? Now we can go to the store and buy pre-cut everything, basically. But at the time we didn't. So I had to cut everything by myself. And, normally people hold the food item with one hand. Let's say with the left hand, you hold the bread. And with the other hand, you hold a knife and you cut the bread. You slice the meat, cheese, whatever. And so now I did not have my left arm anymore to hold, bread or whatever. So I had to be very creative because normally it slides when you try to cut it. So it was quite a challenge, and it did require a lot of patience, a lot of perseverance and determination, because it was so many times it seemed like I just want to just leave it alone, and it would be easier just to call a nurse and ask her to help. And those nurses were very nice there at the center, and I know that they would be delighted to help. But I asked myself a question. Okay, if I ask a nurse to help, so where that would leave me? It would leave me in the same place where I am now, dependent on another person. And I hated to be dependent on another person. So it was not what I was aspiring for. So I challenged myself to find a way. And I even, set the rules for myself that I either find a way to make breakfast or I go to training hungry, period. I gave myself no other option. And, and I found a way for every task that I needed to do. Do you know a saying I remember? There is a saying, you don't know how strong you are until that's the only option you have left. That is so true. And so in this case, you will find a way if that's the only option you have. You will find a way. If there is no other way but to find a way, you will find a way. And so that's what I did. I simply gave myself no other option but to find a way. And as I mentioned in my previous video, I never asked myself if I can do it. I asked myself, how can I do it? And, this question actually comes from this experience when I had to find a way to make that sandwich. So, at the time, I asked myself, okay, so since I'm not calling a nurse, I don't have my mom. Okay, so I have to find a way. So, okay, how can I cut the bread with one hand? How can I apply the butter on the bread while not being able to hold the bread? How can I cut the sandwich meat or cheese? And and because I had that mindset, I can, and I searched for the opportunities. I found a way to not only make a sandwich, but to overcome all my challenges and even travel across the globe and establish my life while having no guarantees and become self-sufficient. Of course, I had people helping me, of course, and I will always be so grateful to them. I had many people who were so willing to help me. I really needed help, but like on a daily basis, I learned to become self-sufficient. And today I ask myself the same question. If I want to make a meal, I ask myself, how can I make this meal by myself? And I just do it. I just try to find compromise, to find a way, and I just do it. Of course, there are meals that I cannot make because there are some that you must have both hands. But there are plenty of those that I can. And I focus on what I can instead of what I cannot. And that's my way of thinking. That's my way of being. And I enjoy my life. I appreciate everything that I can do, everything that I have. I appreciate people in my life whom I love and who love me. I focus on the things that I'm grateful for. And that's why I feel uplifted and I feel fulfilled. I focus on my purpose, focus on things that I can do. And it's really, it's all about the mindset. A lot depends on the mindset. I cannot even imagine what my life would look like today if I was stuck in that mindset that I'm disabled and I cannot do it. That I'm disabled and I need help. I would be probably dependent on somebody else up to this day and would be miserable. So I encourage you to check your mindset, check your beliefs, challenge yourself. Challenge yourself. Try to do things that you thought you could not do. And you will see that you have so much more in life than what you allow into your life only by limited way of thinking. So may the Lord bless you. May God strengthen you. May He will give you wisdom and the skill and ability and success in everything that you do.